Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Cajun pork ribs. Well, today we're smoking up some baby back ribs with some Cajun spices and seasonings. And to be honest with you, I don't know how we haven't done this before because dang, they're good. We're starting off with a rack of ribs just picked up at a local store. Your run-of-the-mill commercial baby back ribs. Unfortunately, in this case, we've got a ton of extra bones stuck to this rack of ribs. So, you know, learning moment, teaching moment here. We're just gonna trim some of these off to make sure that those don't end up in the finished product. I'd rather lose just a little bit of that meat than worry about biting into a bone later. This will also make it a lot easier to slice the ribs once they're fully cooked. Now, other than that, all we're really gonna do here is take this membrane off the back side of these ribs so we can allow that smoke and the seasoning to penetrate through the back side as well. Take that membrane, grab it with a paper towel and just tear away. Next, we're gonna season up these ribs. I'm gonna use a little bit of our Coslicks Dijon as binder. Add a little extra flavor there too. And for the seasoning, we're using Cattleman's Cajun Fusion seasoning. So we'll give these a good, generous helping of the Cajun Fusion. Let that sit for a minute and kind of attach. So now we're gonna flip. Do the same thing to the other side. Throw down about a tablespoon or so of our Dijon. And then hit it with that Cajun Fusion. Today we're smoking on the Yoder Smokers YS1500S pellet grill. It's running at 275 degrees with hickory pellets. So we're gonna throw this on the top rack right next to another rack that's been going for almost 2 hours now. We need just a little bit more color on here before we wrap this up, but we'll be doing that soon. We're getting ready to wrap the ribs now, but before we do that, we're gonna make a little sauce to put into the wrap with the ribs. This starts with 1 stick of unsalted butter. We're gonna add to that a 1/2 cup of our Pit Fire hot sauce. This is not a super hot sauce. It's just a vinegar-based hot sauce, kind of mild. So it's gonna give us some nice bite. And then we'll add to that about 2 tablespoons of bourbon, dedicated to Bourbon Street. And then about 2 tablespoons of wildflower honey, just to sweeten things up a little bit, because everything else we're doing is pretty savory. Now we're gonna burn off this bourbon, so there's not gonna be any alcohol left, so you don't have to worry about that, but of course that's an optional ingredient anyway. To bring this to a simmer, make sure that that butter is fully melted and it's ready to go. So check out that color on the rack that's been on for about 3 hours now. Great bark, darkening up really nicely. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped. So now on 2 sheets of heavy duty foil, and you want to use the heavy duty stuff so nothing breaks through. Pour about half that sauce down, put our baby back's meat side down now, the rest of the sauce on top, and wrap it up tight to finish. So we'll wrap this up super tight, trap all that heat and those liquids in there, and let these braise themselves to finish. The ribs have had another hour of cook time now. And these babies are feeling loose. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so we'll point out the bones. You can see how the meat has shrunk back from the bones now. In fact, if you were to kind of twist these around, you're gonna see that the bones completely separated from the meat. So these are totally broken down and ready to come off of the grill. So after a quick rest here, we're gonna slice these. Easiest way to do this is flip them over, because then you can see where the bones are and you can see where you need to slice in between. These guys are like borderline overdone, but they're still slicing pretty nice, which means they're just gonna be that sweet texture that falls apart when you bite it off that bone. All right, now for the big taste. Actually, giving it a dip in the sauce before I go. That's just the stuff that was in the foil, all that butter, all that hot sauce, a little bit of honey. Oh my gosh. Look at that. crazy tender. Just bites right through. Get the tanginess of the hot sauce. All of those Cajun flavors, those herbs, those spices. Oh my gosh. Forget about competition barbecue. This is how I want to eat a rib. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.